Though free to think and act, we are held together, like the stars in the firmament, with ties inseparable. These ties cannot be seen, but we can feel them. Our first endeavors are purely instinctive, promptings of an imagination vivid and undisciplined. As we grow older, reason asserts itself and we become more and more systematic and designing. We wind a simple ring of iron with coils, we establish the connections to the generator, and with wonder and delight we note the effects of strange forces which we bring into play, which allow us to transform, to transmit and direct energy at will. We arrange the circuits properly, and we see the mass of iron and wires behave as though it were endowed with life. I am credited with being one of the hardest workers, and perhaps I am, if thought is the equivalent of labor, for I have devoted to it almost all of my waking hours. I was merely an automaton endowed with power of movement, responding to the stimuli of the sense organs and thinking and acting accordingly. I had admired the works of artists, but to my mind, they were only shadows and semblances. The inventor, I thought, gives to the world creations which are palpable, which live and work. Merciless is the law of nature, and rapidly and irresistibly we are drawn to our doom. If we want to avert an impending calamity and a state of things which may transform this globe into an inferno, we should push the development of flying machines and wireless transmission of energy without an instant's delay and with all the power and resources of the nation. From childhood I was compelled to concentrate attention upon myself. This caused me much suffering, but, to my present view, it was a blessing in disguise, for it has taught me to appreciate the inestimable value of introspection in the preservation of life, as well as a means of achievement. The pressure of occupation and the incessant stream of impressions pouring into our consciousness through all the gateways of knowledge make modern existence hazardous in many ways. Soon became convinced I was right and undertook the task with all the fire and boundless confidence of youth. We should effect a radical reform in the character of the food. All that was great in the past was ridiculed, condemned, combated, suppressed, only to emerge all the more powerfully, all the more triumphantly from the struggle. Jules Breton has spoken of the history of his life as being at the same time the genesis of his art. This is true of Nikola Tesla's evolution. His bent toward invention we may surely trace to his mother, who, as the wife of an eloquent clergyman in the Greek church, made. Most persons are so absorbed in the contemplation of the outside world that they are wholly oblivious to what is passing on within themselves. All repeated acts or operations I performed had to be divisible by 3, and if I missed I felt impelled to do it all over again, even if it took hours. All these observations fascinate us, and fill us with an intense desire to know more about the nature of these phenomena. Years hence it will be possible for nations to fight without armies, ships or guns, by weapons far more terrible, to the destructive action and range of which there is virtually no limit. A city, at any distance whatsoever from the enemy, can be destroyed by him, and no power on earth can stop him from doing so. It is paradoxical, yet true, to say, that the more we know, the more ignorant we become in the absolute sense, for it is only through enlightenment that we become conscious of our limitations. Precisely one of the most gratifying results of intellectual evolution is the continuous opening up of new and greater prospects. My mother was an inventor of first order and would, I believe, have achieved great things had she not been so remote from modern life and its multifold opportunities. If you want to get best quotes with good motivation video, then like and subscribe this channel. Thanks.